he gets headbutted by BJ Freeman. The refs don't see it at first, so they give Love a T for reacting, and then another T for like continuing to chirp at BJ Freeman afterwards. So he gets tossed from the game. They go back and they watch it. They see that he got headbutted. They toss BJ Freeman. They Caleb Love is still ejected from the game. And so Bobby Hurley sends his entire bench and coaching staff into the locker room, going away from Arizona, right? As soon as the game ends, first of all, there's 31 seconds left on the clock, and Arizona dribbles out the clock. So there's 1 second left on the shot clock. Bobby Hurley tries to pull all those players off. Can't do it because they still got to inbound the ball to be able to end the game. So they inbound it. He runs to half court, pulls his players off, waves off Tommy Lloyd, won't shake hands, won't go through the handshake line. And then he goes into the press conference afterwards, and he has this to say to the media.
If you were right near our bench, it was relentless, constant chatter, from a couple of the Arizona players that was not being policed properly. And of course, they're going to be happy with winning, but it was done with no class, in my opinion. And words that were said back and forth led, to the moment where Freeman, lost it and lost his cool because of the constant talk that was allowed to go on. That's about it. That's all I got. I'll turn it over to Adam. I can tell you this: I do get a vote for all conference, and I can tell you who's not getting a vote.
Goodman, go ahead and take it away, Jeff.
The Hurleys, man, it's a reality show. It's a complete reality show. And again, much like Dan, I love Bobby. They are volatile. And, the only thing I'll say about this is, listen, it's not like Bobby's some choir boy on the court either. Okay. Like he has been known to, after a win, get a little hyped up and celebrate. I understand what he's saying. The chatter got to a point, and I actually commend him for taking his team off the court because I think it avoided what could have been an ugly situation. But, again, sometimes you got to look in the mirror too, Bobby, and understand you've done this before. And certainly, Arizona in a rivalry game like this, yeah, they're going to talk shit. They're going to, put the forks down, like I think Caleb Love did. That's just the reality of the situation in a game like this. You got to take it if you lose.
Yeah. Mike, have you ever been headbutted in a basketball game?
I've been punched in the face a few times in practice.
All right. So what'd you do to get punched?
If you can imagine that. I just, doing what I did as a short, scrappy guy. Not I played at two different schools here, Illinois and Wright State, and I got punched in the face at each one. So it wasn't just one school.
I'm starting to think you might have deserved to get punched in the face.
Who was it?
I had a teammate, I had a teammate by the name of Aaron Cosby, transferred from Seton Hall. He and I went back and forth in an open gym, and one thing led to another. The funniest thing was he was my lifting partner after practice. So he wanted to bring it into the locker. He wanted to bring it into the locker room, and I was like, "We got to go lift, man." But yeah, and then at Wright State, I had a teammate that Mark Allstork, and he actually ended up going to Illinois. I tried to help facilitate that, and just another open gym, and he thought I fouled him hard. And by that time, the look on someone's face.
You probably did.
Yeah, I probably did. I was also 170 pounds. So, I mean, I can't, when you're 6'5", 200, like that shouldn't impact you too much. But when you get punched in the face enough, the look when it's about to happen. And that, at that point, it already happened a few times in my career. So I knew it was coming that time. But this is Arizona State.
Okay, go ahead. Let's get this back on the rails. Get us back on the rails, too.
Yeah, I'll get back.
Get us
back
on the rails.
Goodman, I mean, we saw Duke UNC tonight. I mean, like we saw Indiana Purdue last night. I mean, in your opinion, why is this not more of a rivalry? I mean, you could say it's a rivalry, but on a national scale, like it happened tonight.
It's Arizona State.
This is the stuff that starts it, though. This is the stuff that starts it. Fair, yeah.
I mean, listen, Bobby Hurley's actually done a good job for the most part because Arizona State, is a tough job. I've said this forever. Like, they're irrelevant for the most part. And Hurley had them. I think they went to the tournament 3 straight years. They're in the equation now. They're probably not going to make the tournament this year. But, yeah, it's not a rivalry because Arizona State's not good enough to sustain the rivalry.
Yeah.
I mean, this is, again, this is the type of
guys...
stuff that starts it. This the press conference, the chirping back and forth. I mean, if guys stay on these teams for next year.
Here's what I want to see. If there's one thing I want to see in college basketball, can't we get Arizona State versus UConn? Like, how much would you pay for that game to be there? Like, seriously, I would pay courtside seat. I'd pay $1,000. I'd pay $1,000 for that. If you gave me a seat right near one of the I don't even care which Hurley. Give me something near one of the Hurleys. I would pay $1,000 to just be there and listen to those two go at it, coaching each other. It would be insane. The poor refs.